I'm live. Hello. Good evening. Late afternoon. How's everyone? Good. Okay, so I did a lot of, after my attempt at soldering this last time, did a lot more research, obviously. Still lots more research to be had, of course. Like, wow. But I'm just gonna keep trucking away. Hi, Lynn. Hello. So I need a new quenching bowl. I melted the bottom of my other one. I'm surprised because in a lot of the videos that I've watched, people's quenching bowls tend to be plastic. Oh, thank you. And I got this one, and I don't even know where the hole is to be. Oh, there it is. Oh, I found it. It makes sense because I just scourged the bottom. So there's that. My tripod, my kids got a hold of it, and I lost the top part to where it attaches to my phone. So you're a little bit more downwards today. So I ended up filled up my butane torch all the way. So I know for sure it is full. I have my fan lower on me today. And basically my mission today, hi, Jenny, is going to be to fix these earrings my mom had given me a long time ago. Hi, Sugar Plum. These earrings are sterling silver. They're post back, and they're little whales. One of the posts came off on the other side, and I have the post. So I haven't given up entirely on the ring. I still need to finish, and absolutely am going to finish this ring. I've looked into a few things as far as temperature, as far as sweat soldering goes, a few different techniques when you're dealing with multiple materials, metals. But I really wanted today to try out my pickle pot. For those of you who may have seen, I purchased this pickle pot or crock pot at a thrift store. It's actually one of my favorite thrift stores. And the lady who I bought it from said it works. It has a little lid, and it is literally called the Little Dipper. There's nothing that goes on the inside because you don't take it out. But basically, if you're going to use it to work with jewelry, you can't use it to make nacho cheese after. I mean, I know it's a bummer, but it's just the way the cookie crumbles. So, I'm not going to make a whole lot of pickle. Do you? I'm just going to make a little bit because this will be my first time using some pickle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on. And first off, to even see if it's going to heat up. And honestly, it sounds like some kind of magic, some kind of violent act is happening in my neighborhood. There's so many slamming and bumming and stuff. So I end up having this, right? So, I can't tell if it's heating up yet. It's my little crock pot. There's some water. I'm going to be using this. Hey, Jude! To make 1 quart solution, mix 1 bag. Yeah, see, I don't have 1 bag, so I'm going to have to do some math, which is just not for me. Well, I mean, it is for me. I'm going to have to. But I believe it's 8-to-1 or 2-to-8 ratio. Does it have to be 10? I don't know. Guys, I passed high school, I promise. So basically, I'm just going to put some... I think it's heating up. I'm gonna put some warm water in here, and guys, I just have a little Dasani here full of tap. Gonna put that, and man, that filled it up like a lot. That's no joke. I really truly only need a little bit. So and for those of you who've noticed, yes, I did clean up the shed today. It looks a little bit better than the disaster train that it was last time, but you know, having kids and everything, really just everything happens everywhere. So what I think I'm gonna do is pour a little bit of my my filtered water in here just to get a little bit more, and when that heats up, then I will start to mix the pickle. I'm jazzed. Not that I don't mind the Penny Bright, it's fine. This is the item that comes with when you buy the Beejucation soldering kit, and there's a lot of dust out here, so it gives me a bit of a tickle because I'm such a delicate flower. I'm not, it's a joke. So I'm heating that up. I can feel it's heating up, so that's just really, really, really fun. So, got my sheet pan with rust on it. Got my kiln brick. I have looked into a charcoal block. I think that's like the next step up as far as beginner, really beginner, is the kiln brick, and then so on and so forth. Charcoal, and then I believe Just Sandy uses a literal solder block, which I think are a little bit more expensive, but I think the way that they circulate the heat is a whole lot better. And as you guys might have seen, I did an unboxing video of get my flux out of the way there. I did an unboxing video from Stone Muse, and she buys lots just like I do. And when she bought a lot, she came across some easy solder in wire form, and she gave it to me. So I'm really excited about it. So now I have paste solder, flat like flat sheet solder, and now I have some wire solder. So I'm really jazzed about it. Okay. So as my pickle's heating up, and the water is heating up. How exciting! It's still really cold. I mean, just the outside. You know, it's a crock pot. So, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get myself organized here. Also, another thing you may have noticed, I tend to like to buy the scrap silver. And a lot of times when I buy the scrap silver, I may get something that is perfectly fine, doesn't have any stones, and then other times I get stuff that, you know, may need to be reworked. But this right here is an excellent example of something that could be a solderable accent. I just have to remove the backing, clean it, and this could be a perfect solderable accent on a ring. It was a button clip. So I brought this out here because I was kind of teeter-tottering on whether or not I should go to my local pawn shop or jeweler and see about cashing a lot of this in. But I think I'm going to see what I can work with for the time being and then go from there. Obviously, I know that there's a lot more to it than just that, so I wanted to share what had been going on with me since the last time I had been out here to solder. So, of course, if you went to the artisan show, you saw that and the last time I soldered, you saw that I soldered a ring. So, there's that. I did bring my mandrel out here because I did want to tap it a little bit to see if I couldn't, you know, maybe make it bigger or something, a little bit. So, yeah. Hi, Patty. Hello, hello. So, again, I'm waiting for my little pot to, oh, and it's warming up. Okay. So, I guess I really didn't think this through. I'm gonna have to use some of my water or my... I'm gonna do this. So I was like, I'm not gonna pour water in there because that's pretty much broken. So I'm gonna use this plastic just a little bit. And I think I'm gonna basically put it in there to quench it, but I'm not gonna let it touch the bottom. That's what I'm gonna do. So, another thing that I thought I had out here, but apparently I don't. But, alright, let's do it to it. Ah, it is. So I have some acetone, 100% acetone, and I am going to clean off the little whales here to make sure there's no ear gook, for lack of a better term. And make sure they're nice and clean, there's no bacteria, there's nothing on them, so that they're clean enough to solder. Hi, Wendy! So that's what I'm going to do. I've got the post back, the butterfly clips. I'm really excited to do this for my mom. These have been, it's been kind of like a, oh, thank you. It's kind of been a running joke with her that she's like, oh yeah, you're never going to get to the whales. So here we go. And it's 100% acetone. I think I purchased this one from Target. I'm just going to clean it off. Really lets you know you're alive when you have a hangnail or anything like that. So that's an exceptional feeling. Really great. Pleasant. Alright, I'm going to take this little guy. And everything went out today for Mr. Mailman. It was a dude this time. And I think he has an Australian accent. Caught me off guard. And I'm not the politest person. I try to be, really. But I don't want to straight up ask him, hey. But I always, you know, it's an attractive sound when someone has an accent, I gotta say. So I'm gonna let that air dry a little bit because it's acetone, right? Flammable. And I'm gonna look for my soft solder. I may even use some of this wire solder. I saw someone in a video, the education video, tap their silver solder wire so that it makes pallions like a sheet. So I thought that was really cool. I got my flush cutters here, which I'm in the market for new ones. These are a little fuddy-duddy. I just don't want to blast a 30 on some new flush cutters. Anyways, such is life. And then let's see here if I find my silver solder, or if, yeah, here we go. Soft silver solder. And we'll go from there. I'm going to cut myself a little bit. Hi, Joyce. I'm going to cut myself a little bit here with my flush cutters. And you can see I've got my post back here. I've got my little whale. And I'm just going to, I literally probably only need just a smidgle. Okay. So that's, I'm going to do one more because maybe I'm going to goof. You know. La la. Okay. So there's three. Three teeny tiny little babies of soft silver solder. Okay. So I'm going to take my cross-locking tweezers, or my third hand minus the little mechanism that allows it to contour in this fashion or direction or hold taut. And I'm going to do some finessing. I'm going to get my little whaley. It's a little, there he is. Teeny tiny little fella here. Try not to sneeze. Just imagine when kids grow up. I know my daughter already says stuff to my mom on the phone, like, oh, it's amethyst, or oh, it's moonstone, or something, you know. So I'm gonna take my flux here, and I'm just gonna flux the area, the whole back of the whale, and I'm gonna flux the post. See how this goes. Flux the whole post. Try to really get it there. Okay. So then I'm gonna take my tweezers here, set them in my cross lock. And you know, the funny thing about it is that the soldering takes no time at all. It's the finessing and it's the making sure you have everything in the right spot. That's the thing that takes the absolute most time. So you want to make sure that there's absolutely, I am fixing whale post back earrings. And I apologize about the light, guys. My mom had these. These are sterling silver, solid sterling silver. And the post broke on the back of them. So she wanted me to fix them. And I'm looking to make sure that I cannot see any light, that the gap is closed. It was a really clean break, so I don't think that I'm gonna have to do any filing or anything along those lines to make sure, as you want a really flat surface. So I'm trying to mimic where I saw the post came off of the back of the earring here. And this, I'm just gonna go ahead and flux it one more time because I'm new. I'm gonna lift it up just a smidge, flux it again. Great. Gonna put my little pallion of solder right on top there of where I want it to be. And then I'm just gonna put another one for funsies on there because your girl's nervous. And then gonna slap that, try not to goof that up. All right. So again, I'm gonna put my tools down and I'm gonna look and make sure that I see absolutely no light coming through. Now at this point, I'm going to turn my torch on, but I'm going to make sure everything that is flammable is out of the way. And my pickle pot, it's getting hot. Okay, cool, that's great. Probably didn't help that I put in ice cold water in there. Probably extended the time, but hey, you know, say what me. Okay, so got flux, cleared my area. It's basically, I've got like a foot gap in between anything that's, there you go. Let's go ahead and do this, and let's do this, and look at there. All right. Here we go. So, let's do this. Still working on if I'm a righty or lefty holder, but did you see that? That's what a filled up butane torch looks like. Very intimidating. It's so intimidating. It's like filling up a gas tank, but not really, except you're holding your gas tank. So, all right, let's do this. I'm gonna turn my flame way down because it's unnecessary. I'm gonna come in here. And it flowed. Cool. So I'm gonna give that a second. This will be the true test here. Okay, so I'm going to open up my cross-lock tweezers. There it is. And I do apologize, you guys probably can't see, like I mentioned earlier. My kids took my tripod and hid the other part. I'm not certain. So I'm taking this and I'm just dunking it in the water, not to touch any of the sides. So there it is. So, cool. You guys probably can't see that very well, but there it is. Hey, look, Mom. So this is the other one. I fixed it. We'll see. And there's that. It is dirty. Hot dang. So, cool. I wonder if she's watching. Little whales. So, since my pickle, it's warm. I'm gonna read the directions, and honestly, I'm probably just going to put, I'm probably just gonna put like a cap full of this in my pickling solution, in my crock pot, my little pickle pot, just a smidgel. Pour lukewarm water into acid-proof pickling. Slowly add Spare-X into, and I do have a pair of copper tongs, because you're not supposed to tip any other metal into your pickling pot, because it could cause the acid to react. So just going to, I'm still recovering from a total biff that I did the other day. My ribs, such a dingus. My ribs hurt. So, alright. Literally a cap full of this. Cap full. And there we go. Try not to get demonetized here. Okay, cool. Poison causes burns, guys. Don't touch it with your hands. So, let me see if I can show you guys. This is what the pot is looking like. It was just some clear water. And it's fizzing a bit. So that's cool. And these are the little whaleys that I did. The lighter colored one, obviously, is the one that I did today. And yeah, let's go ahead and readjust that. Cool. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this little whaley here that has some fire scale on the back of it, and I'm gonna drop it in my pickle. Look there. Give it a few seconds to let it dance and do its job. So basically, the Spare-X granulated dry acid compound that I touched with my fingers, do as I say, not as I do, don't touch it with your hands, is like the Penny Bright, except the Penny Bright you actually get in there and basically use some elbow grease. But today I decided to dabble in some pickle, huh? So, what I have learned thus far in my short experiences of coming out here and actually doing it, is copper is a higher, has a higher heating, melting temperature. So when doing this ring that I have going on, which, heck, I'm going to go ahead and put that guy in the pickle. Look at that. Clean it up. I'm actually going to take this and just like this, I'm going to open my ring back up again. And I'm going to see about making it a little bit more flat. So I'm going to take my vise here. It's got like a flat spot. I'm going to take my hammer here. Hey, sorry guys, one day. You know, I was in need of a new tripod. Let's do this. And this. And I'm just using little stamps for stability. So, as you can see, what I just did was make it a little bit more flatter. The lighting is terrible. But this side, not very flat. This side, flat. Not so flat, flat. I'm gonna do it a little bit softer this time. How's it going? You look good. Happy Tuesday. Hope you're eating some tacos. I didn't have any tacos. My husband did barbecue though. So that's exciting. And then, cool. So that's what I really wanted to do, was flatten that out a little bit more. And I'm going to take my wrap and tap. Getting tacos soon? Dang. I know. My husband and I were joking with the idea for Thanksgiving having carne asada and turkey tacos. I don't know. I know tradition's tradition. I understand. I just, I love Mexican food. So, exactly, why not? He told me this story, and I think he meant it to be kind of sad or like just to give perspective. But there was a little boy that he knew in school that his mom would just make turkey sandwiches. And I'm like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I know, you know, it's a big hubbub and tradition and everything to have like a turkey and stuff, but I mean, I don't know. Call me crazy. Turkey's turkey. I love me some oven roasted turkey breast, deli sandwich meat. I really enjoy it. I like it a lot. So what I'm doing right now is I'm bending the ring into a ring shape. And I'm kind of taking the flat spots that I had. What I'm trying to do is maximize my fusing area, because I know I'm gonna goof. We had stuffed cabbage in here. Lynn. I think especially, you know, being in California, I don't really know, and I don't remember. I know my dad was in the military, so we moved around a lot. We were in Kentucky, Tennessee for a while, but I was too young to remember the food there. So, you know, being in California and having all the fruits and vegetables and everything, how can you not kind of stray away from tradition a little bit and eat something a little bit different? So, I'm going to just worry about flattening this a little bit better here, making it so that it is more of a point sitting on the copper. And I'm going to try a little sweat soldering today. I saw this dude on YouTube, because what other place to watch any kind of how-tos than YouTube, right? So I was watching him, and he did just this sort of similar situation where he was making a ring out of copper, and he was fusing it with silver. So he took the copper piece alone, he put flux on it, and he heated up the solder to a melting point, but not so flowy. And then he took the piece of silver on top of it, only heated it up a little bit, and they fused together. So that is what I'm going to attempt to do today with the bird. Bird. And so I got here a good old paper towel. Just folded it in half. This is hamburger. If I wanted to fold it like hot dog, I guess I could do that too, but I really wanted maximum space, so I'm going to fold it hamburger. Move my stuff aside, and I'm going to fish my stuff out of the pickle. That's what I'm going to do. See if I needed to add more pickle or not in here. But I'll season. So it comes out really white out of the pickle. And then the silver came out really white, and this is just a bit, you can see the the solder on there a bit. So I'm just gonna, oh god, I love carne asada. I may need to add a little bit more in there, depending, but the whale came out okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe it off a little bit. I know you can oh, really cleaned it off really well. I know that, you know, I'm gonna probably ask my mom what she wants, if she wants these to have a little bit of oxidization in them, or if she wants them really sparkly and silver. But that is super exciting. Hi, Sandy! So here it is. This is what your girl fixed. It is all fresh out of the pickle, and it is a whale on a sterling silver post back. Just a little crooked. I need to just rebend it, but my mom asked me to fix them for her. She's going to put them in her second hole. So, yeah, that's what I did. My mom says that the whale is her spirit animal. I don't have a spirit animal. Thank you so much, everybody. Really appreciate it. I don't have one just yet. I have, I bought Sparex. I know that, I believe, Sandy, you use a salt pickle. I may end up using that. I kind of just wanted to try the Sparex and see how it goes. So, I may have to put this guy back in the... No! I'm definitely going to probably have to use more of a natural solution because that's acid. But yeah, I may have to put this guy back in the pickle just a little bit longer. He's still a little fire scaled, just a little bit, but the water is a little bit more heated up now. So, thank you. But I really do think you're right. I appreciate you asking me to come on yesterday. My hair was kind of similar to how it is now. It's nuts. So, like I mentioned, just working this a little bit in a round fashion form. This is the first time, and I think it's a really daring product or thing to to try to do for one of my first projects to complete. But what, Mr. Jim, you're gonna dye your hair? Sandy, tell me you're gonna dye it hot pink. Tell me. I need to hear it. If not hot pink, I feel like your personality would kill hot pink hair. It's like, you know, I'm not 100% sure it's turquoise, but I believe it's a picture jasper. But like I said, the lighting's horrible. I'm working on the lighting in here. My husband says he's going to put in, we have the windows, he's going to put in windows so more airflow and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about all that. But yeah, so I'm gonna check on the pickle. I want to make sure my, oh yeah, that's better. Put that on the little tissue there. Ooh, it's really nice using the pickle. Your job's pretty much done for you. So, like I mentioned, I am going to try my hand at sweat soldering. There's a lot of videos, a lot of people with really beautiful accents talking about soldering, which I think is great. 100% think it's great. Really enjoy listening to that. I'm going to try to pick off the solder that didn't stick because your girl's a goof. Clean this off a bit. So as previously mentioned, what I'm going to do, and if you've seen, this is what I have thus far. It's an eagle. He's got a little bezel, scalloped bezel wire fused to him that I fitted this stone into. And I'm working on putting this sterling silver band on him. You'll help me? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not on StreamYard right now. And I'm on Facebook. I'm just on plain old YouTube. Or else I would give you the link and have you yell at me and tell me doing it right or wrong. Oh my gosh. So what I'm doing right now is I'm flattening the edge out where I want it to connect, so that I have, like I mentioned, maximum space. You want no gaps. Solder doesn't fill gaps. And just a little bit adjusting on one side. Worry about turning it into an actual round ring band after I get done with soldering and polishing and things along those lines. But you just want to make sure that at least when you're gonna solder it, that it is straight, clean. And what inspired me is I had gone to my favorite thrift store and they had a bag of copper blanks, which I think like, oh, okay, that kind of sparked me into stamping. And then eventually I've always wanted to at least try my hand. I always feel like I have the philosophy of I want to do this before I die. So this side needs to come in a little bit flatter. So I think all the steps I've took have kind of led me to this point. So I'm really excited about it. And I thought, what better way than to document my my journey. So on the old YouTube. So, like I've said before, and I think it's comical and hilarious, that half the time you're worrying and you're fussing with your exact spacing, looking at it, you're checking out both angles to make sure you have where you want figured out. And literally less than a little bit of time under the flame. So, it's kind of nice, at least for me, because I could just clear my mind and concentrate on getting exactly where I want it to go. And I think we're almost at that point there where I'm happy with it. Yeah. Get one side the way you want, and then the other side take a vacation. And you're like, what's happening? Do. All right. I think I like it. I think just there then. And I did have this scored. I just took literally my tweezers and with a ruler scored it. So I have the in and around the middle of this bezel. So that it's not, your ring band's not all the way up here and you look a bit goofy. So, no pressure, no pressure. All right. So like I mentioned, I'm going to sweat solder. If you were here previously, you saw that I used hard solder to make the actual bezel, and I used medium solder to adhere the silver bezel to the copper backplate. So I'm going to use easy solder, maybe, to sweat solder. We're going to see. And basically, like I mentioned, I'm going to be just trying it out, man. I'm going to be basically fluxing the back of the copper back plate and having the solder melt, and then I'm going to apply the ring band to the back of it and apply a lot less heat to it to adhere it to the back plate. See how this goes. Theoretically, I've done it in my sleep like 8 times. But, you know, doing it, whole different ball game. All right, so I got enough. Put away my flush cutters, put away my doodly doop. Gonna put away my copper tongs. And I'm gonna take my flux, my little brush, and I'm gonna flux the whole back of my copper plate here. Motorcycles all day long. Well, it's a nice day. I think it only got up to 88 today over here, which is better than 108. But that's so loud. Okay. My dad used to have a Harley. I'm gonna put the soldering on the line that I have. My dad used to have a Harley, and when I was in high school, I used to go with him on trips. He would take me to like the coffee shop or something in like the town over, but it was really cool. I got hit in the face with a lot of bugs, but it was a really cool experience. Really fun. Knowing that you're just not on there with some random dude. That's your dad, man. Getting full trust on that one. So I'm just placing the pallions, like I mentioned, on the line here. I've already fluxed the back. Oh, I'm stuck. Flux the back of the copper. And I'm going to go ahead and flux it again because your girl's new. I'm going to put 3 on each side. Might be excessive, but whatever doesn't... I could just always file it off. So here we go. I'm just going to flux it a little bit more because, like I mentioned, I'm new. Trying really hard not to completely goof up my placement of my solder, which I did, but whatever. Everybody makes mistakes. All right, so there it is. Now, I'm going to do again what I did earlier. I'm going to remove all the items that are flammable near me. Wear your safety protection. Do you, boo-boo. Be the safest you can. I'm not a licensed professional. Just here to have some fun. All right, so here we go. Here goes nothing. And all my solder bits moved. All right. What I need to do is have the flux be a little bit more crystallized so that my solder is less likely to move. That's what I need to do. I'll get it one day. Don't you worry, guys. I say guys, and I mean, don't you worry, Devan. All right, cool. All right, here we go. Where did I put my solder pick? I swear I think that the gnomes come through when I'm not paying attention and they take my stuff. Or I just get so excited to be here that I think I just throw things. And I don't pay attention. But these tweezers that I have are safe enough. Girl! There we go. Put a lot of flux on there, so you see a lot of bubbling happening, making sure that some of my solder has ended up in the spot that it is in. For my easy solder to flow. I'm getting to the point where I can see that the copper is changing colors, which you're looking for an overall heat to this. It is starting to bubble. Okay. Gonna work on this other side over here. We have flowage. We have flowage. Holy dickens. Y'all, you see how red that got? I was sweating bullets. Wow. Okay, so there's the flow. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. All right. Everybody okay? Everyone doing good? So it's cooled down just a smidgel. You can see how black it is. I'm going to take this guy, tip it, dunk it. Mama, under the water. Okay. So, that is my attempt. The little hills, hopefully you guys can see, the little hills on there, which I'm going to do my best to point them out, right in this area is where the solder has flowed. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this in the pickle. It's going to clean it up. I watched a video where a guy did that. He said it's not necessary, but he says he likes to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and follow suit with that dude. And I'm going to throw that in the pickle with my copper tongs. They're long. They're lean. They're cute. I don't know. So I'm going to clean that up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this band. I don't know what size I have this band right now. Size 8-ish. Probably a little bit bigger, which is great. Can you believe this is happening? Once that's cleaned up, I'm going to take my cross-locking tweezers. I'm going to stick this guy. You know what? I'm just going to pop this guy in the pickle so it's nice and clean as well. The ring that I was touching and fiddling with and whatnot. So I'm just real... I can't believe this. I can't believe I fixed these for me mum. I'm excited about that. So yeah. Yay for the flow, right? It's the only flow I'm excited about. Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna hit the ring with the cross-locking tweezers, stick it in place, and I'm gonna heat it up and see the solder spread some more, and hopefully it'll stick with it, and that'll be great, and I'll pickle it up again and go from there. Yeah. So cool. Right on. I'm gonna drink some water. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Yeah. I am. I have 4 unopened Shop Goodwill boxes sitting in my house right now. So after I get done with this step and maybe figure it out, it's already been on for an hour. I'm probably gonna do some serious unboxings. I may do one live. I have a few. I'm gonna do them in order that they were received. So I think I had, the first one I have I think is like 28 pounds, and it's a costume lot. And then I have another one that's in and around 20 pounds as well. So all costume, but you know, I like the adventure. It's really fun. It's exciting. You never know what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? And then I have purchased, of course, some just stones. So here is the copper. Oh, so cool! It really does the job. Like the Penny Bright does. That's nuts. All right, so look at how shiny that is. You can see the hills a lot better now. This is where I adhesed the solder on there. So I'm just gonna leave that guy. So cool. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of geeking out. Cool. All right, so I have the back here. We're just gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna put this guy right here. Fish out my. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, and I'm trying to not sneeze because it hurts my sides. So, strawberry. Took care of that. All right. All right. So this ring is nice and clean. Very shiny. Here we go. So I had it the way I wanted it. And of course, never happy. I'm gonna just put this one in just a little bit. Yeah. That's better for me. I like it. Is that what? Yeah, but you're supposed to do it with your whole face. Like strawberry. It's not attractive, but it gets the job done, at least for me. So, there is no There's no gaps. There's no line. Look at that cutie. We're gonna try it. All right, so I'm gonna take my flux. Gonna take my brush, and I'm just gonna paint a beautiful picture. And you guessed it, flux the dickens out of that ring band too. Yeah, I'm jazzed, Mom, to see those earrings. So I can, mostly number one, because I'm excited that I did it, and it's kind of like macaroni art, so I can be like, look at what I did, Mom. But also to tell her, hey, I did it. Stick that in your pocket. You know what I mean? Just to give her a little jab. Does she deserve it? No. Am I gonna do it anyway? Absolutely. I wouldn't be the daughter I am today if I didn't do it. All right. So, I'm nervous, but we're just gonna do it, okay? We're just gonna do it. We're gonna set it up. I'm gonna put my copper tongs away. We're gonna sing about it. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna take my cross lock. Pew pew. I'm gonna take these, my tweezers, get it in a real good spot there. And here comes the fiddle diddle. I'm just gonna fiddle with this for a little bit till I have it exactly where I want it. Do, 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 do. And of course, when I put it down that way, I lifted the side up too much that I had perfect. Shame on me. Okay. I'm gonna reflux it. There it is. A little bit more inwards here. Why are you giving me a hard time, Mr. Side? You wanna talk about it? I'm always asking my husband that. You wanna talk about it? I could and I did, but what I did afterward was try to shape it so that it fits flush against the bird, the bezel back. So that's where I have it, and it's okay. I think probably one of my next purchases is gonna be, oh, that's okay. I did it in the beginning because I wanted to do it later. One of my next purchases is probably gonna be one of those stands to actually have this set into something so I can articulate it better. And I'll just go like this and flip it around. Like I said, guys, a lot of this, majority of the solder work with the torch, it's not a lot of it. I mean, yeah, but a lot of it is the fiddle. It's the fiddle. Bang, bang, bang. Do you play it up like this? It's just the bass. It's just the bass. Fiddle, fiddle. I think you use those little finger picks with the fiddle. I don't know. Someone, master fiddler is gonna have to tell me. All right, here we go. La 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 la. Okay. Do you guys come here for singing? Do you guys wanna hear more? You pluck a banjo? That's what I thought. touch it with my hands, man. There we go. Here we go. And make sure it touches the solder, everybody. All that work I did. Okay. So, still gonna fiddle with it. Yes! Here it is. All right. Let's flux it again, because I just touched it. I'm gonna flux the whole thing. Flux not only helps the solder know where to go, where to flow, but it also protects from the fire scale, which happens when you're heating up your metal. The pickle helps clean the fire scale, and it just moved just a smidgle. So I'm just gonna make sure that I move it back, and now you hear an airplane. Do you hear it? All right. Now making sure that in my workspace, I've got no flammable things near me, so mission accomplished. And let's bang it out. You ready? Trying to heat up the metal evenly here. Hit it on this side, hit it on this side. I'm waiting for the solder marks to glow. Now that I'm a little bit more familiar with that there. The general idea. I see the copper is coming up to a heat. I can see it turning. I'm just gonna try to consistently heat the piece so that it heats up all in one time and one point. Don't make me a liar, Mr. Copper. Love me tender. Did I think that it happened? No. But the fact that I made it here is worth it. The true test. It's stuck together. Okay. Here's my little quenching bowl here. I just can't. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? All right. True test. Nope. There it is. It didn't. Don't burn on me, Mr. Plastic. So it didn't work, but I feel like I'm 1,000% closer than I was when I first started doing this. So, I'm going to repickle it. Repickle both things. And we're just going to try it again. Because at first you don't succeed. Succeed! Try again, right? Alright. Copper tongs. I'm going to cut up a little bit more silver solder. So I think that may have been the issue. Let's see how it goes. I mean, even it. Okay, it didn't work. Okay, yeah. Is this piece even ever gonna happen? Maybe. But I just happy to be here. I don't know what my point was going with that, but I feel the absolute urge to watch like a John Cusack movie. I love the movie Say Anything. Oh, I love that movie. The music's good. Young John Cusack, really, he does something for me. He's a cutie. You know. There it is. Does everyone like him? No? Yes? No? I like John Cusack. I'm gonna like him even if you guys don't like him. I'm just saying. He's got some good ones for me. How long have I been on? 67 minutes. So I got like 6, 4, how many did I get here?
Some of them stick together.
4 of them. Let's do a little bit more. Back into the bag it goes. Cleany weeny. Very nice. All right. Take 2. All right. So what I'm going to do is learn from my mistake last time. Number 1, I'm going to put away all flammable items. Learn from my first time. I'm going to flux the piece, just the back plate. I'm just adding a little bit more solder on here. I'm just winging it. Get the pun? Because it's a bird. Okay, I'm gonna heat the back plate until the flux crystallizes. Okay. Now I'm gonna set my solder on the actual piece where I want it. Okay. And then I'm just gonna flux it a little bit more. No flammables near me here. And work on this. So I got some flow. And I got a little bead there, little bead there, little bead there. Okay, I'm gonna take these and work on it. I'm going to take a little bit more solder because I'm glutton for punishment, maybe. Put it on the spots right there. Take my ring band. I'm going to take my solder, take my brush. Dab it, dab it, dab it, dab it, dab it. I'm going to dab the whole back plate here. Okay. Just get some crystallization going. Set my ring here. Looking for the spot that I'm going to have it on here. Decided to change cross lock positions. Let's do it. It's going to happen this time. I'm 65% certain. See what I did there? I goofed. I moved it. And it was just red hot. Ferge! Are you out, my dear one? Damn. Oh, the odds are against me with you. I'll get you one day. Ha ha! Let's do it. Just kidding. What? There. What's wrong with you? Alright, let's dance. Let's sing. Thing's red hot. I filled up that butane torch. Alright. Let's reflect. It was hot. I'm pretty certain. Just watching on Half Moon. Do you have any bourbon and bow tie? Yeah, I do. I really do. I got a lot of those. Isn't that funny? I kind of accumulate stuff sometimes. Alright, so taking off my cross-lock tweezers, grabbing my pointy tweezers. I'm sure everything has a name. Picking this guy up. Look, it held, but this is the true test. You know, I'm just going to sit this down for a little bit more. Yeah, bourbon and bow tie. I don't know if I have any of the ones that I saw, but I do have more bourbon and bow tie necklaces, bracelets for sure. And if I don't, then I'm opening a box tonight and I may find something that you like. So, alright. It's come down in temperature. I'm going to take my tweezers again. And say, Jesus, take the wheel on this one, huh? Here we go. Holy bananas. Guess what? As that goes viral, white girl does weird dancing moves. Can you believe it? Can you friggin' believe it, guys? That's a ring. That's a friggin' ring. Look at that. Dazang! Woody! Dang! Yes, every Friday. And Thursday, too. A fun guest planned. We have Miss Tiffany. I'm gonna throw in the pickle. Tiffany on with us Thursday. We're gonna have a theme, and then I'll be on Friday. Do you sell straight out? What you mean? Let me know. I have an eBay. I have an Etsy. Just last night. And she said that she uses Cameo on her collar. And I shared with her my Etsy page that I had, or my eBay page, excuse me. And she sent me an offer just then during the auction, and I accepted it. So anything that you see on either, would you love to sell some of the goodness? Oh, I've got a long way to go, Sandy. That's real sweet. Wouldn't that be nice? But I gotta tell you, if you scroll up in the chat a bit, if you can, Miss Just Sandy, or if you wanted to look up Just Sandy, she is an artist who oftentimes, does live soldering of jewelry as well. And she makes pieces to auction off during her auctions. So if you're wanting someone with more experience, she would be the person to talk to. She comes on in the middle of the day sometimes and just solders. And I think that that's great. I was like, I don't know how many days I've been away from soldering, and I miss it so much. I really enjoy this. This is a fun thing to do for me. So, all right, here we go. Let's take this guy out of the pickle. We'll give him a little bit more longer. It's a hot pickle. I'm excited about that. Move that over a smidgle. Copper tongs. What do you say? Euro. Would you look at that? That's a ring. Forget that. I'm gonna put the lid back on there. All right. So it's, I mean, to be expected. It's got quite a bit of silver solder that is in other places other than where it's supposed to be. Now this is, I see some, so it's a bit loose. So one side I don't think got adhered. Yeah, one side didn't get adhered. I see it. But one side did. So it's really important, especially if you're going to sell something like this, to make sure that all your pieces are fused. So I'm going to have to do the same again. I'm just going to have to fire this up. I'm going to take some of my easy solder again. Hi Becky, I hope you're feeling better. And I'm going to really make sure that that side is fused. That's really important to me, especially since, Jenny, did you ask me a question? How is your jewelry coming? Oh my gosh. Well, I managed to adhere the back, the ring band to the actual bezel back. So that's cool. But one of the sides did not fuse, which, I mean, 50-50, I'm fine with that. Where did this come from? Maybe underneath my thing. I lost it. Now I found it. See, I think it's the trolls. They come and they take my stuff. So here we go. Just gonna knock a few more pallions off of the easy solder that I have here. And I'm just gonna try to wedge some more. Ugh. Wedge a piece in there. Let's do that. And then we'll pickle it again and we'll see. Because I'm not, especially if... Yes, I fixed the earrings. I fixed them. The lighting is terrible and I do apologize about that. But I fixed the earrings. I'm pretty jazzed about that. Can't wait to tell them. Alright, so no need to use my cross lock. Got my soldering pick. I'm going to put my copper tongs away here. I'm just going to hit that spot. Now it's flush. That's the thing, is that it's flush, but I didn't get enough solder underneath, which is fine. It's okay. Really, truly, it is. So I'm going to take a little bit of my flux here. It's not the end of the world. And I'm just gonna try to lift it up. See, like, I mean, look, I could even get my brush underneath there here. It's not. Yeah, I'm just gonna get it underneath. I'm gonna hit it a little bit. And I'm just going to wedge this piece of solder that I have, this easy solder, underneath here. Try my darndest. Lift it up a smidge. Try not to bust that whole thing. Yes. Okay. So I see that it's through, and I have this other little pallion here that I'm going to put right in front of it. You guys cannot see, and I apologize about that. Let me see if I can. So, there it is, everybody. That's what I'm working with. away my, well, I'm going to flux this whole piece again. Flux this whole piece. And I'm going to heat up the whole copper back plate, but I'm going to really try to concentrate on the side that didn't fuse while heating up the whole piece to the same temperature. Heat up the, or flux the ring up. There we go. So my solder shouldn't move because it's wedged underneath there. But that one managed to. Okay. So no flammable items are near me. Let's hit this again, yo. Gosh, did you guys hear that? Alright, starting to heat up. I don't know if you guys can see the color change in the copper. And I'm going to really push my flame here, and I see the copper flow, the solder flow, and I'm going to just kind of push it by the band, and I'm going to turn that off. Alright. Oh, pastry chef days. Yeah, oh man, I at first when I was in high school, I was like, I'm gonna be a pastry chef. That's what I wanted to do. I went to culinary school. Bakery was my favorite, mod, and it was an awesome experience. And when I got out, I had gotten an internship at, grew up in a small town, and there was just like one place. They called it the Grill, literally, and it was closed. It closed at like 2 p.m. and it did like breakfast and dinner, and I was a line cook basically, and I hated it. And I was like, all right, well, maybe I'm not cut out to be a line cook. I'm fine with that. Maybe I'll just continue to be what I want to be, which is a pastry chef or a cake baker, or, and there's the quench. And I ended up getting a job at this bakery that was brand new, opening up. It was brand new, whatever. She had already hired a bunch of people, but I went in and told her my spiel, and I was just so excited to even be inside of a bakery, because we didn't really have a lot in the town I grew up in other than like the grocery store. And she hired me. I was so excited. I helped her open up. I'm gonna set this guy in the pickle. It looks like it's fused. I helped her set up. I helped her start up. Literally, she had nothing in the bakery. It was me and a couple other people who got it together and helped her set up decor, baked opening cookies, and I was there for probably like 4 weeks. And it was like my first, like, other than the grill, like my first paying job. And I was getting my hair cut and dyed. And I got a call from the bakery, and I'm like, oh, I may have forgotten something. And they're like, her assistant called, the bakery owner's assistant, and said, we just wanted to call, just like this. We just wanted to call and let you know that today was your last day at the bakery, so I need you to come by and pick up your last check. Thank you very much. And my jaw dropped. I was underneath the dryer, getting my hair dyed, spending money that I'm like, I deserve this because I got a job and all this stuff. And it's not like I wasn't close with the owner. The owner would contact me and be like, hey, I know you're out of town right now, but if I give you some gas money, can you open up the store for me tomorrow? Like, we were that close where she had my personal number and she called me and I'd do runs for her to the store or whatever. So for her to have the audacity to have her assistant call and fire me, I was got. So, you know, that was a really big wake up call for me, life in general. So I did a lot of stuff at home. I baked a lot of cakes and did a lot of cupcakes and kind of saw full sides of everything. It's not, you may have a dream of something, but it's not just your fantasy idea of baking cakes all day. There's a lot more to life than just that fantasy. And that was an eye-opener. Yeah, it sucked then, but like, look at where I am now. I've survived. So I made a vow to myself that I wasn't gonna be a dick to anybody, that I was just gonna be a straight shooter. Like, after that huge thing with me, and I think I was 18, so like it was like just a couple months ago. So you know, it is what it is. All right, do you guys want to talk about that? All right, so it looks like I have some fusion. And my bezel plate came off. That's okay, too, because now that I've figured out what I'm doing a little bit more, yes, now I get to enjoy baking with the kids. I mean, it's real life. Like, seriously, stuff's gonna happen. Like, not everything's a fairy tale story, and I'm fine with that because that's real life. But I'm gonna hit this in the pickle one more time because the bezel did come off, which is fine. I'm gonna take my stone in question that I have here, and I'm gonna rework the shape. Yes, our oldest loves it when we bake. I was just talking to my husband about it today. They really enjoy it. So this is what the stone's actually gonna look like. I'm trying to get it under the light here so you guys can see. It's a really terrible thing, but terrible lighting. But basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit more easy solder. Yeah, it's just one mess after another. And I'm gonna do the top. I think then after I do that, I'm gonna call it quits for today because I'm definitely losing light outside, and yeah. And I want to still unbox some stuff, so I don't know what time it is. Time always escapes me out here. Like, it's crazy. Where did that go? There it is. I'm actually gonna cut this smaller. And there we go. Oh my gosh, that one shot me in the face. I tried to get my daughter to watch Halloween Town earlier. She wasn't having it. What a bummer. Halloween Town? Love Halloween Town. It's a classic. Are you going to open a jewelry box live tonight? Yes, that is the plan. Most definitely. Most definitely. I'm going to solder the bezel plate onto here and then pickle it and boot scoot. Because I've got 4 boxes that I need to freaking go through. I'm just that I got that to work on there. All right. So I am doing this the opposite way of how you should do it. Oh no, what do you mean, oh no? Oh, that my base, my bezel wire flew off? That's okay. Not a big deal. It was my first successful thing, and I am okay with it. Now I have like, I've got my mojo going. Like I got a general idea. Live unboxing. I thought it was gonna be I still have that whole natural stone unboxing that I haven't done yet. So yeah. So I probably better get my butt in there. So fitting my rounding it here. I know. But I haven't done a live unboxing in like a week, so all right. Gonna line it up. There I have it here. And I put all of my cross-locking tweezers on top of all of my pallions. Don't stick to it.
Why would you do something like this?
All right, guys, I'm down to 9 people. It's getting dark out. Obviously, you can tell behind me. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off, but I'm going to do my best to adhere the bezel to the base plate, and I will catch you in a little bit when I do my unboxing. See you on the next one, guys.